lot of ground before we go into that last race next week in the truck. So kudos to Everett. He's just a consistent top 5 finisher with 2 wins in the series.
And 2 teammates running right behind him in points. Jeffrey Smith in second, Mitchell Reeves in third. Damon Gilbert running fourth with 135 points. Jason Hughes rounds out the top 5 with 127.
Yeah, this, as you know, Mike, this B car is one of my favorites, one of the most stable cars. You know, you don't get to run any more than 50 tape. And with the weather tonight being 74 degrees, or this afternoon 74 degrees, and winds a little out of the north at about 10 miles an hour, these cars are going to heat up in a hurry. You may get 1.5, 2 laps of pushing if you're running anything more than about 25% tape. So I think this B car really levels the field for these racers.
Yeah, when you say B car for our novice viewers, we're talking about the Nationwide, NASCAR Nationwide Series car, or coming up in 2015, better known as the NASCAR Xfinity Series car. And these guys are out qualifying right now in the open qualifying style. We got about 7.5 minutes left.
Yeah, and you look at the first few times coming in, we've already got Dustin Lee, who was late getting to the track this afternoon, right up there with Matt Clifton, 46, 472 and a 494, but JT Martin, all pro zone, right in there behind him. And here, as they come in, JT now moves up into the second spot. Some really fast qualifying times already.
Absolutely. Dustin Lee looks like he's looking for a sponsor. Got no sponsor on the side of that car. And right behind him, his teammate Damon Gilbert, sporting new colors this week, the Hooters Restaurants 68.
Well, I thank goodness for some of our viewers, he didn't have a few pictures on the back of that car, just sporting the logo.
Well, what's going on in NASCAR news? Well, not much, to tell you the truth. I took a look. I haven't heard anything on Twitter or Facebook much, and the truth is there's nothing going on. A couple marriages and a couple kids and that kind of thing, but nothing racing news, so to speak. A couple crew chief changes, though, going on behind the scenes. Jamie McMurray in the one gets now Matt McCall as the crew chief over Keith Rodden, who's heading back to team up with Casey Kane on the 5 car.
What do they always say, Mike? It's always quiet before the storm. We're a little bit more than 50 days away from Daytona, February 22nd, and All Pro is full-fledged. We're out marketing the Daytona 500, All Pro Daytona 500 to 15th, the Sunday prior. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, All Pro Racing presents for the hosted and league community of iRacing, the All Pro Racing Daytona 500 full-length event. Going to be run on the 15th of February on a Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we're looking for sponsorship and donations. We're teamed up with a couple great sponsors, People Against Distracted Driving, pad.org, and looking for a great event coming up. Make sure to plan that entire week. We're going to have heat races where you have to qualify in. It's going to be quite exciting.
Oh, that's fabulous. I was very pleased to hear that the board of directors, yourself, Michael D'Amico, Don King with All Pro Racing, made it a positive decision to give the charitable proceeds to PAD, People Against Distracted Driving, a very reputable organization, nationwide, registered in all 50 states here in the United States, and a great message. And I understand that come out of the holidays, after the first of the year, sometime that first week of January, there may be a couple corporate sponsors on board, and we're excited to hear and learn more about them as well.
Yeah, as always at All Pro Racing, no entry fee, and there's going to be some cash prizes, it certainly looks like. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be exciting. Also announced this just today, we have a couple new series starting up here between now and then to keep you busy until that week comes. The All Pro Wheelman series, which is 5 cars, 5 tracks, every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, as well as the new All Pro Silver Crown series, sponsored by the Paint Shop. and a Silver Crown car at a variety of different ovals. It's a pretty fun car. Just bought it recently, and we've had a lot of fun with it.
Just hats off again to you and the team there, Mike, at All Pro Racing. You're just continuing. I checked the website today, 217 members strong and growing, and it's because of events like what you're doing with the loose lug nuts and the fast lane and the Daytona 500 and your group here in the broadcasting, and Michael D'Amico behind the cameras, and everybody's effort. It doesn't surprise me that you guys are doing what you're doing and making a presence for the team, but also helping support some good causes.
Yeah, so we'll continue our regular races right up into that speed weeks, and then we'll have 4 qualifying heat races. You got to be in the top 10 to make it into the big one. Should be exciting. Lots of good things happening here at All Pro Racing. Make sure to go to Facebook and hit the like button over there. Lots of neat stuff, and a lot of our drivers put up pictures of different things that happen to them in racing. It's pretty entertaining, actually, so make sure to get over there and get in it.
Well, Mike, does it surprise you right now that Everett Lane is about ready to turn the #1 time again? And maybe Q, here he comes across the start-finish line, and he just missed it. Looked like he's still holding it a 46.092 in that #2 spot behind Dustin Lee.
I probably should break out the calculator, JP, and see what does he need to finish to actually clinch without even starting next week because of his huge point lead. He doesn't really need to be aggressive out there, but sure enough, he's right up there on the front row for qualifying.
You know, I have to say hats off to Everett. The way he handled the administration of a 5-point reduction in last week's race. Took it like a champ, like a gentleman. All Pro made a very tough call when he supposedly jumped that start on that last restart with about 7 laps to go, and he said, "Hey, won't happen again. I'm sorry," and he took the 5-point deduction and penalty. Who knows if that 5 points will mean anything at the end of the season the way he's been running? But again, took it like a gentleman and apologetic to All Pro Racing and said, "Hey, guys, won't happen again." So what a fabulous individual.
And what a fabulous series we got here, and he's certainly going to be a great champion for it if his luck continues. A lot of these drivers are considered tallywhackers or super speedway specialists, and to be the winner out of all those guys is quite something, to say the least.
I'd like to sneak into his garage some night and steal his setups, but that probably ain't going to happen.
He certainly surrounds himself with a lot of good drivers that help him out, so we'll see how that goes. Top 2 in speed right now, in qualifying, working together, actually. Oh, no, that's Dustin Lee and Damon Gilbert. I keep getting thrown off by his new colors.
It looks like we're just about the end of qualifying here with about 10 seconds left, and I don't think anybody's going to knock Dustin off there with that 087 time.
Yeah, certainly some competitive times up there. And it looks like Damon Gilbert's coming back across for one more shot at the line here. Let's see if he can advance.
Well, Mike, similar to all the other races that we've had in the Super Speedway Series, we're 50% fuel. This car, the B car, will get about an extra 2 laps, so we may be looking around a 40 to 41 pit window rather than a 38, 39 pit window that we saw last week in the Gen 6. So again, 50 fuel. If we stay green, there's going to have to be a pit at some point in time during this race, and strategy may pay out.
Absolutely. So we'll have to see how these guys do. Thanks for joining us at All Pro Racing. Many thanks to our sponsors, Michelangelo's Painting, for all your painting needs in the Phoenix, Arizona area. Make sure to hit up Michelangelo's Painting. Also, many thanks to Fast Lane Racing for making a donation for the Daytona 500, as well as Michelangelo's Painting. Getting the ball rolling. We're looking for more corporate sponsorships. Make sure to check it out.
Like we're just about ready to go grid here, Mike. Let's have you call those first five. And I'm telling you, Dustin Lee, as you mentioned, it's kind of throwing me off. I'm seeing this new paint job, and I want to call him somebody else tonight.
Well, let's take a look at the Michelangelo's grid. Dustin Lee in the 51 unsponsored Chevy Camaro, starting on the pole position with a 46.087. Everett F. Lane, about ready to take the grid, is starting on the outside row, our points leader tonight. Dustin Loynes in the 40. Left Lane Racing. Neat paint job on that one. The red car. Looks like a red snake. Red with the blue snake. Dale Kerner starting in the 4 spot. Best Buy, number 12, Ford Mustang. Cecil Rene topping out the top 5 in the Roush Performance Ford Mustang.
And in the 6th position, outside row 3, we have Jeffrey Smith, our number 2 in the points lead tonight in that ZR Special. Looks good with the flames on the front. And in the 7th position, Mitchell Reeves in the All-Pro Bass Tracker Special. In our 8th position, Randy Cornwell. Looks like Randy's running the Jimmy John Special tonight. That's a sharp-looking paint job there in P8. And in P9, Christopher Mathis running the All-Pro Racing Bluebird. That looks great. That's a good-looking paint job there. And rounding out the top 10 in the Snap-on, Donald Sandusky. Boy, that's a bright color. I'm not sure I want to keep my eyes on that all night, Mike.
Green for go, I guess. Donald Sandusky in 10th. Jeff T. Martin starting in the 11th spot in the Bass Pro Shops Trout car, as I call it. Matt Clifton from All Pro Racing starting in the 20 Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shops 12th. Matthew Hevener 13th in the All Pro Racing Billy Blunt's car. Jose Pabon starting in the 6th Bud Light, Blue Bud Light I called it. 14th and 15th Mark Panal in the Coca-Cola 35 Chevy Camaro.
And P16, Damon Gilmert in the Hooters Owl. We'll call him Hooters Owl tonight. 17th in the Purple Pad, Michael Johnson. And Frankie Vandertook in the car 18 in the Uno card game. And in 19th place, Wesley Holland sporting a nice green paint job for All Pro Racing. And rounding out the top 20, All Pros own and broadcaster phenom Andrew Williams in the car 20. In the car 151 in 20th position. Mike, we're ready to go.
Absolutely. Lots of cars out there. Thank you for joining us at All Pro Racing. My name's Mike Ellis. Michael D'Amico behind the camera. JP3 up here in the booth. Sit back and enjoy some great racing here. These guys always put on a good show. Pace cars off. And the green's out just like that, and they're off.
Boy, everybody, it looked pretty solid on the finish. We got a couple down below, but looks like we're going to go into turn 1 pretty clean here, Mike.
Boy, it doesn't take long for the 24 to get hooked up there. Oh, and he dives to the bottom. That's Everett Lane. He decides to hook up with Dustin Lee. And now the top 5 all lined up. But not for long as Dustin Loynes, working with Everett Lane, decides to take it on Dustin Lee. And no contest. They're clear.
Well, I'm not sure, Mike, they're going into turn 1. I think we had a little bit of a skirmish there. Maybe the 26 car in Wesley Holland and the 30 car, but it looks like they're a little squirrely even still. The 26 car back here towards the back, Wesley Holland is having a little hard time with his traction. He's moving around and they're falling off the pace.
Sadusky is on the apron. the 19, he has a problem. He is down on the apron. And
oh,
he
that's
has lost the
unfortunate.
pack. Yeah, I think he was blinking. He decided to get out of the way. Good sportsmanship there.
You know, and he ran so close to the lead all last week, and for him to go down this early, that's really a shame.
Yeah, hopefully get that straightened out. It is a long race, so he should be able to get back to it. As these guys are lined up, but kind of get paired off. Trying to everyone's figuring out who they're going to work with here.
Now, hearing a lot of race communication. These guys are trying to find their partners and pair up. And you know, you've got that lead pack, about 20 cars, and then you've got a pair sitting back here in Sagen Deliak and Mark Prownwell, car 35, and then Andrew Williams and David Whitehead. So you got about 4 back here off the pack, but for the most part, we're clean, and that's good to see this early.
Yeah, Hedrick and Hughes back there in 25th, 26th. They clearly have lost the pack. They're about 5 seconds back, but I bet you that's by design. Those guys are thinking it's early. We need to stay out of trouble and wait for that first caution. And boy, the way these guys are racing up front, we might be looking at one. Well, Everett Lane continues as our leader. Dustin Loynes pushing in second. Dale Kerner in third. Got a run on the outside, though, coming up on third. That's the 27, and Christopher Mata is being pushed by Mitchell Reeves in the 0-2.
I'm watching Sagen Deliak, car 178, and Mark Cromwell in the 35 car, and those two are working together really well, and they're starting to move up a little bit on the pack, and I think they're going to probably pick up Frankie Vanderwalk in the 23 car, and I guess a couple laps, those guys are going to be right back in the mix.
Yeah, as these guys go side by side up front, that allows all these guys to catch up that are kind of straggling back, and we're going to get a bigger pack as that happens.
Oh, and the 23 car gets into Mark Purnell, 35, and he is into the wall coming out of turn 2.
And we're staying green, though, and he's hard into the inside wall.
Oh, unfortunate for Mark Purnell in the 35 car. It just looked like the 23 came up into him, and for no unknown reasons, and put him into the wall.
Vandertook and Pownall getting it together there.
Oh, and coming into turn 3, the 19 car.
We got to go around it or
And we're under caution.
Looks like Donald Sandusky got hooked up into something there coming into 3.
Sandusky is involved. Let's see if we can get a replay. Sandusky showing his last car on the lead lap. Working with Verlis Falcons. And
It sure was.
They come up on a slow car. The 35 is going really slow. 35 is Mark Pownall. And he kind of caught him by surprise there. And
Yep, and Mark was coming back up off the wall after he got taken out and just was coming up to speed. And I think Verlis and Donald Sandusky, Verlis probably saw him and didn't call it out, and Donald just kind of clipped him and put Donald into the wall. Boy, unfortunate.
yeah, I think the 35 is going to have to be to blame for that, because he did merge up onto the track unsafely there, and I believe caused that caution. So 35, Mark Pownall is going to get our EOL.
Yeah, we'll have to see if these guys are going to use only 5 laps into this to maybe change the tape up a little bit or just top it off. Obviously, no tires on 50 laps, I wouldn't think, for any of these guys. But
yeah, Mark Pownall actually already behind the wall, as well as Donald Sandusky. as they come around pit road and they all stay out. All our leaders stay out. It's like one guy pitting back there. Who is that? A few of them. The 30 car, the 26, Wesley Holland, as well as David Whiteside, the 18 of Tyson Williams also pits, as well as Andrew Williams.
No, Mike, I'm thinking here, if these guys are smart about this, and if by chance another caution would come out, these leaders may not need to pit on 50 laps. You hope not for another caution, but we'd love to see green caution or green pit stops. But 2 cautions on 50 laps in this car is a doable thing, as long as you're not driving it hard.
Absolutely. So that's our first caution here at All Pro Racing. We're on lap 8. Thanks for joining us. Let's see if we can get a driver interview, JP. Who you want to pick up on?
Well, let's see if we can get Everett into in the booth here for us really quick.
He is our leader right now and our points leader, Everett F. Lane.
Hey, Everett Lane, JP3 and Mike Ellis in the booth. How are you?
How you doing there, JP? Mike Ellis, how you guys doing tonight?
Well, we're doing pretty good. We saw the hauler pull into the parking lot a little late. You made it, you tuned the car, and here you are, right up front again.
Yeah, we ran into a little traffic trying to get into the track tonight, and we finally got her in there, got her off the hauler, got her out on the track, and she was fast right out of the hauler. So that's what we like.
Mike and I were just talking while you guys were all gridding up what a gentleman you were to stand up and take that 5-point penalty last week. I know it was a tough decision, but the true gentleman that you are and fabulous racer, you manned up and said, hey, I understand, won't happen again. But here you are again, Everett, right up there up front. We're thinking if you get another caution, this may be a no pit at all if we go 2 cautions. What's your strategy here out front? Stay out front?
Yeah, me and Dustin Loynes, my teammate behind me, we're going to stay out front. If there's more than 2 more cautions, if 2 more, we're definitely not going to be pitting. We'd like to pull off a green flag pit if possible to separate ourselves a little bit from the pack, but we're going to feel it out, and if we don't have to pit tonight, that would really be nice.
Yeah, I'll copy that. Mike, you have any words for our leader there?
Well, you have a 6-point pad. Does that make a difference, or are you just racing like you do normally every week?
I'm racing like I'm racing every week, Mike. I'm out to win these super speedway races. I love these things. I got a good teammate behind me. Last week made a little mistake on the restart. Took my penalty, took it like a man, and it is what it is. Move on. Donated the winnings back to the league. So I'm having a lot of fun over here with these guys. Mike puts on a great show. You guys do great announcing. So I'm just out here to have a good time.
Yeah, and we're certainly looking for our winners from this series to join us in our Daytona 500 February 15th. I hope you're going to be there.
Most definitely. I wouldn't miss that for nothing. That's going to be a lot of fun. All Pro Racing's putting that on. I hope you guys are up there in the booth announcing it because it's going to be a great show. I hope we get a lot of good drivers out there.
All right, thanks, Everett. Good luck out there.
All right, thank you, Mike.
As pace car lights are about to go off here, let's reset our field. They're doubling up. We changed up the starting rules a little bit, folks. We decided to go back to double file restarts, keep these cautions a little shorter, and give you, the folks, more racing time. So it's Everett Lane and Dustin Lane. Everett Lane and Dustin Lee on the front row. Second row, Damon Gilbert, Dustin Loynes. Third row, Mitchell Reeves and Dale Kerner.
Unfortunate as that may be, it looks like Donald Sandusky and Mark Purnell in the 19 and 35 have taken it over the wall. And we just have Christopher Mathis 1 lap down, so he right now is in that lucky dog position.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people still have their reset here. We're showing currently 25 cars on the lead lap. Thanks for joining us at All Pro Racing. You can find us over at Facebook as well as YouTube and Twitch.
Well, I tell you, you've got these cars coming around in turn 3 and so many beautiful colors. And again, I just want to say special thanks to Michael behind the cameras and all of our sponsors who make this happen. Arizona Painting, Michael D'Angelo's Painting, Skiers Marine, and All Pro Racing. What a beautiful sight. See 28, 29 cars coming into turn 4 into the trial one. Let's go racing.
Yeah, John Hedrick, the paint shop, as well as Pep from Pep's Paints. Actually, between the two of those guys, they probably have painted the majority of the cars in this field. Pace cars off. Green, green, green. Nice even start there. Side by side, and they take it into one here in Daytona, Florida.
I'm just looking at our biggest movers right now, and there he is, Damon Gilbert. Started 16th, P4.
Yeah, and he's obviously working with his long-term teammate, Dustin Lee, as they try to make something happen on the outside. And boy, Lee is right there doing the side draft as much as he possibly can. It's pretty early for that.
Mike, I'm noticing a little bit when these cars are coming into 1 and 3, for whatever reasons, they just don't look as stable tonight from what we've seen in the past few races. And I don't know if it's the track conditions tonight, if it's the maybe the track bars. I don't know. It just looks like the cars are moving around a little bit more than normal.
Yeah, it's 73 degrees tonight. Partly cloudy. Winds out of the north, 10 mile an hour. Relative humidity, 49%. So, yeah, that could be a factor here as they're side by side for the lead. Dustin Lee, Everett Lane. And boy, this is a good old-fashioned pushing contest. I hope they don't slide into each other. They're really close. The Dustin Loyens must be getting hot on the bottom.
Well, you got to imagine about a lap and a half maybe before you either got to switch or take a good 6-7 second breathe. And
this is a good old-fashioned chicken contest, basically.
It certainly is. Looking at Dustin Lyons coming up, sneaking a little, almost a touch there on Damon Gilbert. This is some good side-by-side racing up front.
And they're wrecking behind him back there about 10th, but they all save it. We have one down on the apron. I think Jeff Martin might have been involved.
Yeah, that did kind of spread out the back of the field quite a bit. You have about 12, 13 cars back here towards the back that were starting to line up in single file, and I think the little touch there has now created 2 lanes back here in the back also.
That incident has really broken it apart. We now have 6 cars in the lead pack, then 1 back in 7th, quite a ways back, and then the rest of the cars were even farther back than that. So really spreading out here as we're on lap 14. Caution as they all wreck in the back, the big one. Andrew Williams involved, Tyson Williams involved. A lot of people involved here.
Let's see if we can get a replay on that one, but you are right. That's right around that 13th, 14th, 15th position, and
yeah, the 151, Andrew Williams pushing on the 18. The 18 goes up against the wall, and Andrew Williams turns him. The 18 is his son, Tyson Williams, a phenomenal race talent in his own right. The boy can get it done, but he gets turned there by his own father, and the caution is on.
Oh, brother, yeah, and he collected the 30 car, the 55, the 178, Thalen Deliak, and a group back there. And that's going to be, maybe they can get in, get their quick reset before this group comes around and get to the back of the pack. But that may be the big one for the night. We hope so.
And the EOL is going to go to Andrew Williams. He was the pushing car.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Tough break for that. Insult to injury.
No, and again, just talking about what Everett had said, I doubt this lead pack's gonna pit. This is that second caution that they were waiting for.
And there you go. As they approach the pits, let's see what happens. Dustin Lee is our leader. It looks like they're going to stay out. No, Everett Lane. He ducks in with Dustin Loynes and everybody else. And it's a matter of who stays out, actually. It's Dustin Lee, Damon Gilbert, and a couple others, but most others on pit road.
Jeffrey Smith's coming down. Dale Kerner's coming down, the 12 car. There are quite a few coming down. Cecil Renee in the 64's come down. See who's going to get this dash off the front first.
Everett Lane beats them off. Fuel only for almost every car down. These guys not wanting to gamble.
Watching Dale Kerner in the 12 car, he took 4 tires on that. I'm very surprised.
Sometimes you forget to turn them off and say, I don't want tires, but they give them to you anyway.
Give them to you anyway.
But, boy, it looks like we have 3 cars who stayed out. Damon Gilbert, Dustin Lee, and Randy Cornwell. Let me see if we can get an interview with Dustin Lee. Mike Ellis up in the booth for Dustin Lee in the 51.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Well, first of all, you got some blank hood there and side panels. Looking for a sponsor?
Nah, got sponsors. Just brand new car. Didn't have time to put stickers on it.
Well, there you go. You love those brand new cars right out of the shop. Yeah, you're anxious to get those on track because they're the fastest, and you're certainly looking that way. You got your teammate up there behind you. And you stayed out where everyone else pitted. What's the strategy there?
I think there's going to be a couple more accidents here in the back of the pack, and I think we just want to kind of try to stay up front here, keep our noses clean, you know, save our reset and everything else just in case we need it for later.
It's early, yes, so good luck. We'll be watching.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Pretty sure I'll have Damon there with me, too. We'll be looking for a win there.
Hey, Dustin, JP3 up here in the booth also. We've been noticing a little bit, Mike and I were talking in the broadcast, turns 1 and 3. It looks like the cars are just a little loose coming into 1 and 3. Is there some track issues tonight?
Well, I'm having just a little bit of a push issue. I kind of want to, if I'm pushing somebody, the nose kind of washes out and I kind of come off their bumper. That's the only issue I'm really seeing right now. Other than that, yeah, just put a little bit more wheel into it and that'll take care of that.
Copy that.
All right, we'll be watching, Dustin. Good luck out there.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
There you have it. Dustin Lee getting pushed by Damon Gilbert in the lead here on lap 17. Let's see if we can get one more interview here. I'm going to pull up Burles Falcons, currently in P4. We haven't seen him in the top 5 tonight. Let's see what he has to say. Mike Ellis for Burles Falcons. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you, Mike?
All right. Well, surprisingly, we kind of saw you up in the top 5 there and thought we should find out what's going on. How'd you get there?
Just stayed out of trouble, started back in the back, and just worked my way through, and I've been fortunate enough to avoid all disasters.
Well, how about that? Are you okay on fuel? A lot of these cars came down and topped off their fuel tanks. You think you can make it?
I know I can't make it, but I don't think they will be able to either.
All right. Well, good strategy. I'd like to see you keep that track position. Good luck. We'll be watching.
Thank you very much. Yeah, tomorrow's my birthday.
Well, Mike, there you have it. A couple different interesting interviews from 2 completely different perspectives.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how these guys hold their track position when you got all these guys who pitted right behind them. Again, we're at Daytona, and tires don't mean a lot here. Remember, a lot of these cars just got fuel only, so They should still be on equal footing. We'll see if Verlis and Dustin and Randy Cornwell, we haven't called him out. He's running P3 in the Jimmy John's car. Bunch of good track position calls. We'll have to see how these play out tonight.
I'm seeing the Iron Man Rod Sr. took it over the wall as well, and I think he might have been caught up in that accident. And unfortunate, our Iron Man has bowed out early.
Yeah, he's had some tough luck in this series. Rod Romana Sr. out early. So unsponsored car bringing them to the front here. Dustin indicated brand new car, hadn't had time to finish painting it. Pace car's off. He's going to take them to the line. Green, green, green.
Yeah, let's see if we can get some solid green laps here, Mike. I know these guys want to run. They'd love to run to the end if they can.
Lee pulls high immediately and picks up his teammate, Damon Gilbert. And everyone else lining up there. Looks like Verlis Falcon's the odd man out, looking for a teammate.
David Whiteshed in the 30 car had to serve a black flag. He's in the pits. Gonna go another lap down.
A tough break there. And boy, they got a run on the outside finally. Dustin Lee, Damon Gilbert getting ready to overtake the 22, Randy Cornwell. And they're clear. And they bring it down. Top 6 all lined up, nose to tail.
Andrew Williams bringing it down pit road. I think he's having to serve a black flag also. We must have had a few speeding tickets there on that last pit. Imagine that under caution. It's got to be frustrating, Mike.
They're 3 wide as Verlis fades to the rear. They get by him cleanly. Our leader, 51. I'll tell you who's coming here. Mitchell Reeves in the 0-2. Working with Jeffrey Smith. There you have a run on the outside. Well, Mitchell Reeves makes his first appearance in the top 5 at the Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, Mitchell and Jeffrey, they always like to run that outside line, and right now they're making a good run of it. But, Dustin and Damon, how those two work so well together with Randy Cornwell, probably a guy they haven't run a whole lot with, but they're doing a good job down there on the bottom.
Got Cornwell looking for help, but he's this straggler trying to stick in there. Top 4 all lined up on the bottom here. And Mitchell Reeves on the outside with Jeffrey Smith.
Mike, I've been watching Scott Amney in the car 55, and he and Wes Holland in the 26 have been slowly creeping back up to the pack.
And look who else just made it to the top 5. Cecil Rene in the Roush Performance Ford Mustang. We saw Cecil almost win it last week. And boy, here he is on the bottom. Maybe he can hook up there with Cornwell, who's looking for some help. Oh, we got a spinner down low. Into the inside wall, going into 1. That was the 23, Frankie Vandertook. It looks like Frankie was pushing on Jason, and he got on the apron. And boy, that car turned. We stay green though. And then there was one less. as Frankie takes it behind the wall there. That ends his night. And Mitchell Reeves trying to side draft really hard on Damon Gilbert there. It's not working as he ducks down and leaves Jeffrey Smith out to dry. They're 3 wide, and they hit. And they hit again, and it's on. The 9 is involved. Everett Lane is involved. The entire field blocked up. I think Damon Gilbert might have started that. Take a replay. Yeah, Gilbert just suddenly changes lanes there. Running in second behind Dustin Lee in the 51. He goes right up into Mitchell Reeves. Mitchell has nowhere to go. And from there, it was just a matter of recovery. And Jeffrey Smith, Mac Clifton, they all touched doors. They almost saved it. And then it's on. So that was clearly Damon Gilbert there, who's going to get the EOL.
Yeah, as you catch it from Damon's view, and just did,
boy,
Mike.
You can go from 0 to 0 pretty quick here. He was right up front and now headed to the back. Boy, if that's not a big one, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and that's a tough one. And Damon right away too came right over race control, said, "Hey, my bad," and you know, you don't know if it was a distraction, if something maybe mechanically went wrong, but boy, what a tough one there.
And boy, Dustin Lee lost his teammate out of that situation. And is he going to pit as they
looks
go to
like
pit road?
he is.
Yes.
Dustin's coming down.
Pits. Randy Cornwell also pitting. So the people who didn't pit last time are pitting this time.
And Damon Gilbert's coming down pit road at about 24 miles an hour, and
so tough break for Damon Gilbert. He heads to the back. Cecil Rene, now our leader, stays out this time. Let's see if we can get interviews here. Let's pick up. Jeff T. Martin running in second. See if I can get him on the radio. Mike Ellis in the booth for Jeff Martin. You got a copy? Well, hey, you made it up. You got me?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, made it up to the top 5 there, running P2. How's the car?
Well, we're doing pretty good. I bumped Matt there whenever they got loose up there and somebody shoved him down, and so now I lost my partner, and I'm just kind of trying to figure out what the heck to do here.
Yeah, it looks like that happened to a bunch of us. Quite chaotic there in the wreck in the front. But somehow you got through there. So, hey, you got that track position. Let's see if you can hold it.
Yeah, I'll do my best to figure out what we can do. We're missing our 4th teammate there, Peter Reynolds. So, I don't know. But we'll figure it out. If I have to, I'll go back there with them guys.
All right. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, Mike.
see if we can't get a quick interview with Mitchell Reeves. He was kind of caught up in that as well, Mike. Hey, Mitchell Reeves, JP3 up in the booth. You were right in the middle of that, and looks like Damon came up into you. Tried to save it. What did you feel? What did you see?
Well, really, I didn't see a lot. We were coming out of 2, car just kind of settling in, and Damon come up and adored me. He's one of the best racers in here. Everybody makes mistakes. It's all good. You got to do what you got to do. But yeah, just trying to recover from that, and then all hell broke loose. Just trying to get through it and got involved in the wreck. But we got to reset, and we're going to see if we can come back up to the front.
Copy that. Hey, thanks to Skiers Marine and your support of All Pro and the broadcasting. Anybody else, real quick, you wanted to say kudos to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a big shout out to Nick the Peter Meter Reynolds, and also like to also talk about the 500. Really excited about this, and really this is kind of like the warm-up race for all these guys in here for the 500 All Pros getting up, and I'd like to thank All Pro for having that race. I think that's going to be a fun race. I can't wait to race it.
Sounds great, Mitch. Well, good luck. You guys should be good on fuel from here on out. Good luck to you. We'll see you back up towards the front, I'm pretty sure.
10-4.
There you go. Daytona 500 happened February 15th. Will be the date. Make sure to pencil that in. Going to be quite a race as the season kicks off. It's been a long, cold racing off season, and boy, I'm ready. Already for Daytona. So we got a couple cars taken behind the wall after this. Matthew Hevener, Burles Falcon, and Jose Pabon are all now behind the wall after running out of resets after this latest huge wreck. Tough break for those guys as let's reset our field. Pace car lights are off. Cecil Rene in the 64 Roush Performance in the lead. Jeff T. Martin second. Randy Cornwell third. Tyson Williams fourth. Mitchell Reeves fifth. So we'll have to see. It looks like Sanjit Delic is currently in the lucky dog position. Should a caution come out, we have 16 cars on the lead lap. Make sure to like us over at Facebook. Lots of activity there in our group. We'll have all the details and rules, and sponsorship is available in the coming days. Stay tuned. Pace car's off, and the green's out just like that. Cecil Rene bringing them down.
Boy, that was really a delayed start with this group packed back here in the back. I think they were a little off timing trying to get lined up. But Damon is hooked up real quick with David Whiteshed. And I'm seeing Damon is going to make a run for this, Mike, to get back up towards the front.
We got a lot of new names in the top 5 here that we're not completely used to seeing up here, including Tyson Williams in the 18.
Yeah, and just like that, Damon and Dustin have hooked up again, 68 and 51, and I got a feeling, give them 4 laps, they're making a charge back up to the front, as long as we can keep it clean here.
We got 3 pairs up front. They've paired up pretty quickly here. Mitchell Reeves and Jeffrey Smith on the outside row there. Having a pushing battle there with Cecil Rene on the bottom, along with Cornwell in the 22. And we got another wreck. Caution's out.
Yep. Dustin and Damon, and it looks like there may have been some blocking going on there.
Let's take a replay. Dustin Lee involved. He's getting pushed real heavy by Damon Gilbert. Coming up on the slower car traffic, the 5 went to go down below him. Dustin Lee hits the apron and goes up hard into the wall.
Yep, he never squared it away.
And Everett Lane is in the wall, our points leader.
I'm looking at the car, the 5 car, John Hendrick, and he had Dustin and Damon making a serious run on him coming into one there, Mike, and he just kind of dropped down in front of him, and there really was nothing Dustin could do. Nothing he could do.
Dustin tried to go underneath John Hendrick there, but misjudged it. Our points leader getting clipped by his own teammate, Dustin Loynes, as they try to get through this mess. And I think I'm going to have to call Dustin Lee as the EOL recipient here. And yeah, Dustin Lee had an opportunity to go around John Hendrick there and hit the apron and wrecked his car. That's a tough break for Dustin Lee. I don't know if he has any resets left. He was out there saving them, remember? So we'll have to see. As they go by pit road, most everyone stays out. Who's on pit road, JP? Dustin Loynes.
Trying to get, obviously, the damaged cars are going to come in and trying to get a pickup here. Who's coming down? You would think is in, which he is.
Everett Lane is on pit road getting repaired.
Everett Lane's in, getting repaired.
The 12 car.
Dustin Loynes in the 40 car is in. Michael Johnson in the 004 car has just come out, so it looks like a lot of guys are taking advantage of this last pit, and maybe they're taping up. I don't know. With 18 laps to go, it'll be interesting to see. But
yeah, tough break there, as we're under caution here on lap 32 at All Pro Racing.
Boy, that was a tough one there with Damon and Dustin. They were making a really quick run up through the field and just misjudged, like you said, Mike, misjudged the speed a little bit and really gave himself no option once he committed to that bottom line.
Well, Randy Cornwell not in TeamSpeak. We're not going to be able to get an interview with him. Let's see if we can pick up Cecil Rene, our leader. Well, Mike Ellis in the booth for Cecil Rene in the 64 Roush Performance. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Mike.
Whoa, I see you pulling down pit road there. Is this a planned stop?
Yeah, 10-4.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to it. We didn't mean to pick you up on the radio during stops. I figured you guys were staying out.
Oh, no problem.
Can you make it from here?
Yeah, 10-4.
All right, well, I hope you can stay out of the trouble. There's been a lot of it. Do you still have your reset?
Yes, I do. I've been keeping my nose clean so far.
All right, thanks, Cecil. We'll watch you try to come back up through there.
Thanks, Mike.
So there you have it. Our leader pits from first place, takes a fuel, Cecil Rene.
You know, I was talking to Mitchell Reeves before the race tonight down the pit roads, and he said, Jim, I have one goal tonight, and that's to finish P1. And here he is with 17 laps to go, Mike, and he's right where he wants to be. I think he's good on fuel. My guess is he's probably running around that 30% tape. So if anybody taped up and is working with somebody, he's going to have a target on his back these last 17 laps.
He's got a couple teammates back there behind him. Jeffrey Smith, Matt Clifton are used to working with him. So we'll have to see how they line up there. It looks like Smith will be right behind Reeves. They'll likely pair off and take off. But Matt Clifton, he ain't no slouch. He's not going to lay down for these guys.
I'm just kind of looking through the pack again, kind of some of our big movers tonight. Tyson Williams, we haven't mentioned too much about him tonight. Started P26, he has moved up 20 spots to P6. That looks like the biggest mover of the night. And,
yeah, let's see if we can get an interview with the young lad here. Mike Ellis in the booth for Tyson Williams. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, hey, you're up in the top 5. You're the biggest mover of the race. You think you passed the most cars. Tell us about your night so far.
Well, it's been pretty up and down. I've been avoiding wrecks most of it, but I think I might have caused one at the top with 151, but oh well, I seem to be moving up. That's good.
All right, and are you good on fuel is the big question.
I'm not sure on my numbers because when you slow down, your numbers are wrong, but I'm just kind of following the faster guys up here.
All right, well, good luck. Let's see if you can hold that track position. We'll be watching.
All right, thank you.
So there you have it, the young phenom, Tyson Williams, who actually runs go-karts down in Australia. And I'm talking the Pro Go-Kart Series, as they have it down there. Very competitive racing, and the boys bringing home the trophies.
Oh, Mike, and he's involved in that accident earlier with his dad, and Dad has gone a lap down, but Tyson has moved his way back up through the pack, and what a neat young individual there. And I'm wondering if Dad and son are going to have some words at the house tonight after this race is over.
So our race summary: 4 cautions and 5 lead changes here on lap 34 at All Pro Racing as the pace car lights are off. Thanks for joining us. Mitchell Reeves bringing them down. They go green now. And they're already hooked up on the outside. Matt Clifton wasting no time pushing Randy Cornwell. Oh, we got us a wreck. The leaders are wrecking.
Oh.
Oh, it is on. Oh, my Lord. And let's take a replay on Mitchell Reeves, our leader. And, boy, it looks like Matt Clifton dives under the guy he was pushing, Cornwell. Not really a dive, it just kind of drives in there as Cornwell goes high. And he touches Jeffrey just a bit, and that sends Matt Clifton up, and it's on. Boy, a bunch of cars involved there, JP3. The 18, we just talked about Tyson Williams. He's tore up.
Wow. Yeah, they were so close, so side by side going into there, and yeah, boy, that's a tough one there, Mike.
Yeah, Matt Clifton's going to get called for the EOL there. But he actually has taken it behind the wall, and his car is destroyed. Matt Clifton, glad to have him back on iRacing. He was off for a little bit there, but has made his way back home. Welcome, Matt. Maybe our first-time winner coming up tonight. Lots of our regulars wrecked out. And, boy, what is happening with our points, JP, with Everett running 4 laps down in 16th?
No, and I'm seeing Everett has been just sitting in pit lane for quite some time, and he's still there now. And I'm not sure what has happened there.
He's got significant damage, or perhaps he's sitting it out, just watching the race unfold.
We've got a lot of damaged cars. Jeff T. Martin in the 29, rear end damage. He's bringing it down pit road right now.
Yeah, fourth on
Damon
back.
Gilbert's bringing it down.
Top 3 stay out. Smith, Reeves, Loins, but Michael Johnson on pit road in the pad colors, bringing it down with Cecil Rene. Damon Gilbert, as well as the 29 of Jeff T. Martin. And
Michael
004, Michael Johnson taking 4.
Taking 4 tires, which it seems to be a pattern with him. He seems to always take on tires, and maybe he's found something, because I tell you, he's one of our most consistent finishers. And in the points chase, he's in P7 for the points chase. So maybe there's some ingenuity there. Loses a few seconds, obviously, but maybe only 3 or 4 positions. So
see if we can get an interview with our leader, Jeffrey Smith. Mike Ellis in the booth for Jeffrey Smith in the 36 Fast Lane Racing car. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Oh, hey, Jeffrey. Hey, you got the track position now. P1. Are you good on fuel, and how's your race been?
Well, I'm out here again alone. I think I got Dustin back there, a good partner of mine. Been running with Mitchell. I think Mitchell's had some trouble, so he'll be willing to work with me. But it's tough. Got the all-pro guys here running around me, and me and Mitchell Reeves are racing for points here. So it's going to be a good one.
It sure is. And do you race any differently, knowing that Everett Lane is sitting on pit road now, 5 laps down in P16?
Oh, of course I do. I need a good top 5, and I think the other guys know that too. So let's just see if I can do it.
See if you can talk them into let's finish instead of wrecking. There's been a lot of wrecking tonight, but hey, you got a clean car. Good luck to you.
Thank you, JP.
So there you have it, Jeffrey Smith.
I'm certain, Jeffrey is going to be another one of those guys that's just dying to get to February 15th and run that 500. And I talked to him a little bit before the race tonight down in pit road, and he was looking forward to this race tonight and thought, man, Everett's going to be just too far out ahead of us. But here, you were just talking to him, and he alluded to it. Doesn't want to wish bad on his fellow teammate, but this is going to put him put him into the points lead if he finishes in the top 3 or 4 tonight.
Or within striking distance for our finale next week at Talladega in the Gen 6 car. Make sure to join us. Or maybe it's the trucks. I think it's the trucks at Tally, but make sure to join us as we determine our champion of the Super Speedway Series here, presented by Skiers Marine.
Well, we've gone down with all these cautions tonight to only 12 cars on the lead lap, and Andrew Williams would be in the lucky dog position. But unfortunate, we've got Jason Hughes. It looks like he's stuck on pit road now in the 58 car. He's going to go a lap down. Tyson Williams in the 18 car is stuck on pit road. Looks like he's going to go a lap down. Tyson's just moving out right now, so...
Yeah, tough break. A lot of people caught up there. We do have some cars up front here with no damage. So 12 cars on the lead lap at the moment. Jeffrey Smith first, Mitchell Reeves second, Dustin Loynes third, Christopher Matas fourth. Nice run for Chris. And Sanjan Delilik up to 5th. Nice run for Sanjan.
And Sanjan, he's moved up 19 spots from where he started in P24 tonight. So
that might be one of our fastest, biggest movers right there.
Yeah, survival of the fittest, unfortunately. Mike, when we started calling this race, who would have thought 5 or 6 cautions later, and we still have 11 laps to go.
Absolutely. Pace car lights are off. They're doubled up. I'm Mike Ellis, JP3 in the booth, along with Michael D'Amico behind the cameras. Don't forget to schedule the Daytona 500 February 15th for the hosted and league community in iRacing. We want all the best oval drivers to come out. There's going to be prizes, no entry fee. You need to race your way in, buddy.
Well, here's an interesting little tidbit to you. The 24-car Everett Lane is back out on the track in 7 laps down. You're thinking he may go find a teammate and push his teammate to the win.
I don't know. He's pretty tore up, so we'll have to see about that. But if he can make some laps and get around some of these other guys that have taken it behind the wall, like Matt Clifton, he could gain another spot and another valuable point.
Yeah, agreed there.
Pace car is about to duck off. There it is. Green, green, green. We basically have a dozen cars in this race now, as we've had a lot of attrition. And the bottom's a place to be on these restarts for sure. As Mitchell Reeves ducks to the bottom and leaves Matas up high. And Cecil Rene barely squeaking by there as they go 3 wide around Christopher Matas.
You know, Mike, I got a feeling these guys, I could see them running single file here for about another 6 or 7 laps, just keeping it cool, making sure they're going to have the energy at the end and in the last 3 or 4. And it's no sooner I say that than here comes Mitchell up to the top through the tri-oval.
Laps tonight. We got 10 to go, folks. As Jeffrey Smith showing the way. Dustin Loyne second. Couple of teammates up here from Fast Lane Racing. Cecil Rene going high with Damon Gilbert. And we got another pair making a run for the lead here.
Yep, Cecil and looks like Cecil and Damon are making that run to the outside.
And Mitchell's worst nightmare, he has nobody to work with. He's P5. See if he can hook up with the guy in 6th.
Yeah, it looks like Sajan Deliak's sucking up to him here and giving him a little shove and keeping him at least in touch with that lead pack. And Christopher Mathis and Michael Johnson right there with him, though.
Damon Gilbert getting back in the mix here as they line back up. Top 5 lined up on the bottom. Top 9 all lined up now. Who's going to go to the top first? It's all about timing. It's like a chess match, JB, as we wind down the laps with 7 to go as we come by.
Boy, Cecil's going to find him, almost found himself stuck up there all by himself. And Mitchell maybe lifted, pedaled a little bit just to give him some room back down. But here comes Cecil and Damon up on the top again.
And they're got switched around this time. Cecil's the one pushing. And Mitchell has nowhere to go as Sanjan's still pushing on him. But they're boxed in. Cannot pass below the yellow line here. And boy, oh, Jeffrey Smith makes a wild move, goes high. And picks up in front of Damon as Mitchell Reeves hits the apron. That means Sanjan hits the apron. They all get around. We stay green. Tough break for Sanjan.
Boy, and Andrew Williams coming through the tri-oval by himself and just absolutely blew the doors off Christopher Mathis. And Andrew is on a mission here, catching the lead pack by himself, Mike.
And he is down 1 lap, trying to unlap himself, mixing it up with the big boys up here. Andrew Williams from down under, showing him how it's done. And Jeffrey Smith making some unique moves, I'll call them, but he's able to keep the lead, so I guess it worked. Mitchell trying to get it done now on the outside with Cecil Rene. Dustin Lloyd is the odd man out.
Yeah, we're coming into that 6 to go. This is kind of showtime right here, Mike. And these guys are going to start feeling each other out. Can we get a run? We haven't had the run yet. You know, there's a lot of strategy. Oh,
Gilbert gets into Mitchell.
Gilbert is right. Wow.
And boy, that was a wreck about to happen. And
they were touching.
That was a battle of wills. It looks like Mitchell gained the spot, though, over Damon Gilbert, as Gilbert was trying to pinch Mitchell down, but Mitchell had the fender.
Yeah, we've pretty much got a 5-car breakaway here now, and you know, Dustin Loynes in that car 40 just riding back there, Mike. I wouldn't be surprised if he figures out which of these two pair he's going to go with and ends up being the third in the pair and pushes somebody to the win.
We'll have to see here as Jeffrey Smith trying to get his lead back on the outside, but Mitchell Reeves is on the bottom. And boy, that should make the ESPN highlight reel. A
That
couple
was something
drivers
else.
playing chicken at 190.
Yeah, Mitchell was just holding inside that yellow line. Damon came down a little bit. They touched bumpers a little bit, and Mitchell finally must have lifted just enough to let Damon down, and then Damon popped back up with Jeffrey Smith. So
as they lap the leader of the points, Everett Lane, 8 laps down, but he did gain a position by being out there rolling around. He got around Matt Clifton.
he sure
Now
did.
it's showing as P15.
Now that's going to get him what, 28 points in the standing, somewhere in there. So he is going to add to his total.
Yeah, if you get wrecked, it's always a good idea to try to finish the race and see if you can get any positions you can. And boy, we got the 3 on the bottom. Mitchell Reeves headed to the back of those. He's P4.
Yeah, we've got 3 to go, and you know, we still pretty much have that breakaway pack.
And Damon
those
Gilbert
4 cars.
looking high. What's he going to do with Jeffrey Smith, who's holding it really solid on the bottom there?
Well, Mitchell just committed to pushing Cecil. I heard over box that Mitchell is going to commit to pushing Cecil here. So let's see how it plays out.
And Damon Gilbert wants a piece of it, and he goes high. Cecil goes low. He hooks up with Jeffrey, and it looks like Gilbert is the one left out. And boy, can you say karma? Gilbert involved in a few different incidents tonight. He falls back and slots into line, P4. And we're running out of laps, and look who's in second again, Cecil Rene, as he takes
Got
a
one
look.
to go. Yeah,
Mitchell is with him, and guess what? Jeffrey Smith has 0 help out there.
Damon's going to try and come up and grab Jeffrey, but I'm telling you, I love to hear it. Mitchell's
clear.
I've got you, Cecil, and here Mitchell is just going to push this guy for one last lap all the way around.
You got to love it when a guy hooks up with you like that, and they work together for the common good and try not to wreck each other. White flag is out here at Daytona for the All Pro Racing Super Speedway Series. Cecil Rene, our leader.
Boy, they are going to make a run on the outside coming down the backstretch.
And boy, we got some racing
go.
here. And Jeffrey Smith is he is clear. David Gilbert's not. Will he go down and take it? He pulls it down. He's got it. And
Boy.
he dumps Gilbert, but takes the lead away from Cecil Rene. Cecil has nowhere to go. Mitchell decides to take a look. And Jeffrey
There it is, boy.
Smith wins.
That was
boy,
something.
some great moves by Jeffrey there. Nice to see a clean finish like that. Let's see if we can get our driver podium interviews. Mike Ellis in the booth for Jeffrey Smith, our winner of tonight's race. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Well, hey, boy, I was calling it unique moves, but you made some moves there where you moved up, moved down, and kind of switched around some teammates. But hey, it worked. You kept the track position. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You have anyone you want to say hi to or thank, Jeffrey?
Damon did an outstanding job there. Without him, I had no chance.
Yeah, Damon Gilbert pushing you up there, getting you clear. You pulled down and took it. congratulations on the win.
Yeah, I seen him when he was coming high, and I knew I had to get with him because I had no partners down there with the all-pro guys lined up, and I knew it was going to be tough.
Well, it's always fun running with you, Jeffrey. Glad to see you finally get a win in this particular series. Congratulations.
Hey, Cecil, Renee, JP, and Mike Ellis up here in the booth. Heard you and Mitchell talking over box in the race that you two are going to commit with a couple laps to go, and you almost pulled it off. P2, good P2.
Yeah, thanks, JP. Yeah, it was pretty fun there those last few laps trying to sneak out a win there or get closer.
Yeah, I saw you and Mitchell kind of held that bottom line, and then Damon went on up to pick up Jeffrey, and I thought, there you had it, and they made a run at you right there coming out of 4. And what were you seeing? Did you think, well, I can hold these guys off?
Yeah, I was hoping maybe on the inside we might be able to get a little bit of run there enough to hold them off coming to the stripe, but they got a good run on the outside there.
Copy that. And Mitchell, that was some awful unselfish driving there. Those last couple, I heard you in the race saying, "I got your back, 64," and sure enough, you pushed Cecil right there and almost had it at the end.
Yeah, this was really a one race like any other. A lot of take in this race that'll be remembered for a while. But yeah, Cecil and me, we worked in a lot of races, just recently, and it seems like every race we're getting a little closer and a little closer. And there's only one more spot we can get, and maybe we can get that in the 500 coming up. You never know. Just like to thank All Pro for this great race, another great race, another great finish. Big shout out to Jeffrey Smith. He is a well-deserved winner, and I'm more than happy to see him in victory lane, and Cecil up here too. Just a lot of great racers here, and just a great race at the end there.
I appreciate that. Mike, anything for P2 and P3? Your thoughts?
Well, congratulations on a great run and podium finish. Looks like both of you guys are still in this points, as Everett F. Lane has problems tonight. As we go into our final race and prepare for the upcoming Daytona 500. Thanks, guys, for a great run.
Thanks, Mike.
So there you have it, our podium finishers tonight. As we go through our finishing order, presented by Michelangelo's Painting, Jeffrey Smith is our winner tonight. One of those super speedway specialists from Fast Lane Racing gets the job done. Cecil Rene finishes second for the second week in a row. Boy, that's a pretty good average. Mitchell Reeves to finish in third. Damon Gilbert fourth. Damon involved in a few different incidents tonight, but still bringing it home in the top 5.
Yeah, and I think tonight, Mike, with that win, that Jeffrey Smith is probably going to overtake. Everett Lane, not by much, maybe a couple, 2-3 points. But tonight's probably real big mover is going to be Cecil Rene and Mitchell Reeves. And Mitchell's probably going to be there within striking distance going into next week also.
Yeah, we're going to have our own version of Homestead at NASCAR with points on the line, championship on the line with one race to go. Make sure to join us Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for that final event. Let's finish our running order. Christopher Mata's 5th. Michael Johnson, Whitey 6th. We didn't call him out much, but a nice run for Michael. Dustin Loynes finishes 7th. We saw him running top 5 most of the night. Sandra Delic, another good run for him, P8. And Jason Hughes, 9th. And newcomer Randy Cornwell, 10th.
Well, it was always a pleasure to call it tonight, Mike, with you. We saw some great racing when we were green. A lot of guys talking up this Daytona 500. Looking forward to that, seeing how that pans out through the month of January, and can hardly wait to see the qualifiers and call the race with you guys. And just a special, special treat to be part of All Pro Racing and what you guys are doing here.
Yeah, we have lots of action going on. Make sure to get involved. Thank you so much. My name's Mike Ellis. On behalf of All Pro Racing, many thanks to Michael D'Amico behind the camera, JP3 in the booth. We'll see you next time.